Hi everybody. Sorry it's been a few days since I last did a post. It's been busy since Canada Day. We had Canada Day where we were down at my brother's cabin, and I'll probably show some footage from there because I don't think I have yet. And we've had 2 birthdays in the house. We now have a 13 and 11-year-old in the house. One was the 4th and one was the 7th. And yeah, it's just been really busy. So, and of course the kids are home, and I always find it harder to do a video when the kids are home. I've gotten a bit of work done. I've certainly got a bit of knitting and cross-stitching done, so I wanted to show you that. And basically I just want to touch base and say hello. And before the end of the video, I have an exciting announcement that I want to tell you about as well, so stay tuned. I'm going to turn the camera around so I can show you what I've been working on. Okay, so this is the Stone Street Stitchworks Martin Luther King sampler, and I still love it. It's a beautiful design. You can see my conversion from the DMC colors there. I do not believe, and I'm fairly certain, that this pattern is not available for the very low price that I got it at, but it is still available through Stone Street Stitchworks. So if you're interested, you can still certainly pick this up. Now, I want to show you where I am. This is where I am now, so I've made a little bit of progress. I like how the Valdani is showing a little bit of variegation here. This leaf has to come out. It needs to go down one or two squares. I can't remember. That one's wrong, but the rest of it is coming out so nicely. I have seen on Instagram a few people adding some extra colors besides the 4 that were called for, and I may do that as well. There's a border, so let me just pull out the picture here. This border right here, I may do in a different color, and I may change the word color as well. I'm not sure, but right now I'm enjoying the colors that I'm using. I think the changes that I made look really good, but like I said, I might add a couple more colors just to spice it up a little bit more. It's a really gorgeous little pattern. If I haven't said it recently, I'm stitching this on some kitten stitcher fabric. It's 14 count over dyed Ada, the kitten stitcher dyed, and the colorway is called Bethlehem. And it's I love how it's grungy, it's got marks on it, and I think that really adds to the piece as well. The next thing I want to show you is my progress on this Truly Myrtle Libby Johnson shawl that I'm working on. It's beautiful. I ran out of the main color here on the top. I ran out like 6 or 7 rows before I got to the lace pattern where I was changing color anyway. So you're going to see a little bit of a change in the way that mine is knitting up, but I think that change actually has made a really nice little design feature in the shawl. So let me get that out and show you, and I'll insert a picture of what it looked like before if I have one, and if not, you're just going to see how it looks now. So this is where I am now. I am almost at the point, you can see my messy floor, almost at the point of the lace there. So this is the top, which will go around the neck. My little progress keeper there is showing me which is right side, although I can see that clearly now. There's a little bit of stockinette striping in this. That's it for the stripes. And it is quite long from here all the way to over here. So I'm really happy with the length and how this is knitting up. So I lost the ball band for this main part. As you can see, I've added in a color. This is for sure Sweet Georgia, and it is in the, just a second, let me get that out. Sweet Georgia. And here's the band. It's Tough Love Sock and the West Wind colorway, hand-dyed in Canada. It's a really pretty yarn. Now I am going to be in 4 rows, I think, 4 or 5 rows. I'm going to be switching over to another very pretty yarn. This is an Australian yarn that I had received from a... so this yarn I had obtained in a yarn swap quite a while ago, and it is gorgeous. So it's by Skein Yarns from Australia. It is their sock 4-ply top draw sock. I'm not even sure they still use this base or not, because like I said, I've had this for a little while. Colorway is Hot Mess, and it is stunning. Let me show it to you. So this, if you can hear groaning in the background, it's my youngest groaning. This is the colorway that I'm going to add in to do the lace bit with. So it's just gorgeous. So that's going to go along this edge. So like I said, I think I have 4 or 5 more rows to knit here, and then we're going to move over to this. And that color is coming up pretty true. It is just beautiful. I think it's going to make a beautiful, beautiful shawl when I'm finished. So let me just, I'm sorry, I've been interrupted. You may not notice, hopefully through the editing process, but I've been interrupted by the boys about 15 times. I'm just going to turn the camera around so I can speak to you for another couple minutes. And then, unfortunately, Middleist chipped a tooth yesterday during his birthday party, eating candy. And I really, really hope it's a baby tooth. I'm not sure if it is or not. So we're off to the dentist in a few minutes just to make sure that everything is okay. So let me just flip you around so I can tell you about that exciting news I mentioned earlier. Okay, I'm back. Hi again. I apologize for the hair. It's just, yeah, it's one of those days. Yeah, so my exciting news is yesterday, or it came about yesterday because Middleist decided, my 11-year-old, now 11-year-old, decided that for his birthday he wanted a Star Wars movie marathon. So they managed to get through 4 or 5 movies yesterday, and but those movies are like almost 2.5 hours long, so it was a long day. They started at 9 in the morning. Took a few breaks in between, had a couple hours around supper because we had a beautiful day here yesterday. So they were outside from about 6 to 8 and then went back to finishing watching movies. So they didn't finish up until 10. So they're even though they slept in, they're still a little tired and a little cranky. However, this gave me some time yesterday to work on kits for my cross-stitch business. And it also gave me some time to do a bit of designing and a bit of thinking. One thing that I came up with that I'm really excited to announce is my first mystery stitch along. That is, I'm calling it the Woodland Creatures Mystery Stitch Along. I'll put the intentional or the hashtag that I want to use down at the bottom. So essentially this is I'm hosting it. It's going to be anybody who signs up. So there's going to be a listing on Etsy for the stitch along. It is going to be cross stitch. Anybody who signs up will get 3 mystery patterns of 3 very small pieces. So they could be ornaments, they could be gift tags, they could be however you decide to finish them. But the actual stitching bit is about it's not bigger than 3 by 3 inches. So it's really small, very attainable in the 6 weeks that I plan on hosting this. So it's going to go from the 1st of August till the 15th of September. If you haven't been involved in a stitch along before, a mystery stitch along, what will happen is that once you purchase your listing, you'll be sent a small PDF which will give you some extra information about the stitch along, such as what DMC floss you need for the first pattern, what fabric I recommend, etc. And I will take your email address, and then each Saturday up until the 15th, which is a Tuesday, you'll also receive the final pattern then. But each Saturday you'll receive a pattern. So for example, there's 6 weeks, there's 3 patterns. So what will happen in the first 2 weeks, you'll receive the first week, you'll receive 1/2 of the pattern. In the second week, you'll receive the second half of the pattern. So you're not really going to know what it is, the completed piece is going to look like until the second week, which is where the mystery comes in. Then as a thank you to you all for becoming involved in my very first stitch along, I am adding a 4th bonus pattern. It is going to be along a similar vein as Woodland Creatures, but it is not going to be exactly the same as the other 3, though complementary. It will be a complementary design at about the same size. There may be some extra DMC colors in there as well, but like I said, it is a complementary design as a thank you. So essentially you'll be getting 4 designs. The price right now, the listing is, I just listed it, the listing is up on my Etsy shop. which you can get to through my website. Just click the shop tab at the top. Alternatively, you can go to Etsy directly. The listing is there for $5 Canadian, and that price is available until June 20th at midnight Newfoundland Standard Time. Once midnight turns over into the 21st of, I said June, I meant July. So it goes until July 20th at midnight. Once we move over to the 21st of July, then the cost will be $6. So it's still not exorbitantly priced. And like I said, you do get 4 patterns for that price. So if you're interested in stitching along with me, that would be wonderful. I'd like to get as many people as possible involved because, as I said, this is my first. I'm really excited. I aim to do some tutorials because these pieces can be finished however you want. I'm considering doing some finishing tutorials to go along with the stitch along. I'll also be hosting 1 or 2 Instagram live videos, so if you have any questions about the stitch along, or if you just want to get together and stitch together, then that's what we'll do as well. So that's all from me right now. Like I said, I need to get off, I need to go get Middleist so we can get off to the dentist. I hope everybody's doing well. We're having cool, it's very cool weather. We had an 8-degree, 10-degree days in the past week, but today it's about 15 and it is brilliantly sunny, and it's just a gorgeous day. I finished some painting, the painting on the boards that I was doing that I showed you a few weeks ago. I've got that finished, so now we can get started on our front deck railing. Take care. I will chat with you again soon. Bye.